guys, so today I wanted to talk about being the best guitarist you can be. I want to talk about the things that would make you a more well-rounded player rather than a copy or a duplicate of like your favorite shredder or your favorite band, or to sound exactly like them. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about tone, picking a guitar, gear in general, finding your own sound and stuff, and just stuff like that. So it'll be a talking video this time, not so much a playing one. So first off, I'd like to talk about picking a guitar. Like, what guitar should I get for a beginner, or etc, etc. And what you have to really do is just research. It's not something that's just going to pop into your lap. For my first guitar, it was an acoustic, actually, sitting right over there that you can't see. And I got it 5 years ago, and I've never had to change a string because after about 2 months of playing it, I realized exactly what kind of music I wanted to be playing. After that, I bought a Jackson, just a cheapo, a bit better, of make and quality, $300 like soloist, this sort of shape, the standard thing. And it was a thing for me at the time because it had a really fast neck. I could learn everything on it. It didn't sound great, but at that time I just wanted to learn. I didn't need anything professional like the CSP. Like I said, it was research that brought me towards getting the Jackson, because I found that the Jackson, not only did it play well, but it was recommended by a lot of people. But yeah, for the guitars, you really need to know what you want to be playing. A lot of people will be like, oh, you just need something cheap, something that will last you. And that's true as well. But if you want to end up playing like Michael Romeo, you're going to be sticking to more Strat-shaped guitars. Rather than if you were going for a Dimebag sound, it would be a Dean, obviously. And I mean, a lot of people use Super Strats. Like, a lot of people use them. So at the end of the day, it comes down to customization. Like, do you want DiMarzios? Do you want Seymour Duncans? Do you want this? Do you want that? Etc. And I mean, I've picked EMGs because I like EMGs. That's about it. Like, I'm not too fancy with it yet. Then I might want to rethink exactly what pickups I'm using. Maybe replace them for some Duncans. Maybe replace them for some DiMarzios, like an X2N or like a Tone Zone. Yeah, at the end of the day, after about a year of playing, someone should be able to really be able to say what they want in their guitar if they're serious about it. But if you're looking to be more of a musician, or someone who really wants to prosper with the guitar and make it their career, you need to know your stuff. And too many times have I've done this too, have people bought guitars or equipment that really they didn't want at all in the first place, or turned out to not be as great as they thought it would be, and were just victims of commercial advertising, which is what happened to me with my Dean. After I learned a bit about tone, which I'll get to a bit later in the video, I realized that's his sound. You can't just go and duplicate the master. You can copy some of the master's licks and stuff like that. The master meaning whoever your favorite guitarist is. I'm not saying Dime is the master of all guitarists, so just don't start flaming each other in the comments. I'm trying to just keep it balanced in terms of what guitars I want and what amps are right for me, etc. A lot of people really don't do that and really don't take into consideration the fact that, okay, why do I want this? Is it really worth every single dollar I'm spending? Like this angle I'm after, I'm going for a Fireball, which is 1,600 Canadian, and the only place to get it is like a drive away. Why do I want it? Well, I tried it for a good 20 minutes and I fell in love with the thing, and I tried it again the same day just to see if my opinion would change, and I ended up just playing it for another half hour and being like, yeah, no, this is as versatile as I need it because of what I'm playing, because of my guitars, because of the band and the sound that I want to have for the band to have, for my own just personal needs of, okay, this is what is the sound for Paul Oz, you know what I mean? Do your research. If this was like another Jackson, I would have been like, well, why didn't I do more research? Why isn't this neck as comfortable as like a different guitar that's like incredible, for the same price? An example of doing your research, this guitar I researched for about a year. I looked around, I tried, I went to like all the shops you can go to. Okay, that's a bit exaggeration. I went to about 5-6 shops, and I looked online, and at the end of the day, it's my favorite guitar. I couldn't replace this. This would have to be a staple. When I first brought it into band practice, it was just like, this is it. I don't need anything else. It's perfect. It came completely perfect. Now to continue about tone, a lot of people do the whole bedroom thing and just play with their, mids scooped completely because it sounds more badass and stuff. That's not exactly like a person's individual tone, because I mean everyone does that at home. They want to play with the thing that sounds the best. But when you're in a studio or live applications, you can't use it. The second gig that my band ever had as a 5-piece, I had my amp mid scooped and I couldn't be heard except when the whole band dropped out. And so I was like, well, WTF, mate? Like, what the is going on here? And so I did my research, and it turns out that if you have your mid scooped, no one can hear jack. It's sort of like, logical. We hear mid-ranged with our ears the best as humans, and when you get rid of all of the mid-range, you are left with highs and lows. And I mean, the bassist is supposed to fill the lows, and the highs are supposed to be filled by the cymbals or the hi-hat, etc., by the drums. As well, the drums also have the double kick, so I was just basically screwed for frequencies. So that didn't work out so well, and though the show was really good, and it was actually a battle of the bands that we ended up winning, I definitely took away from that I needed to do some more research, which, brings me back just research. Do your shit, do your homework, because it will pay off big time. Because now I know how to configure my amp now. I've got it to my own specific sound, and it sounds great, and the guitar going through it sounds great, because I did my research. So, for those who think that it's just, big fucking deal, I'll do whatever I want, I'll buy whatever I want, I've got the money to throw at it. It's not like that. You're gonna end up either being completely laughed at, by actual serious guitarists and tone freaks and stuff, or you're just not going to be end up getting heard because your mid is all gone. If you do your tone research, if you do your guitar research, if you do the research what sounds good in a band, and you play in a band and you're serious about it, serious enough, you should be taking it to the level, that it requires, because it will take hard work. It's like any other thing in life. It's more fun than most things in life, at least I find it more fun. But you have to be prepared. Kind of think Kirk Hammett's like that, just because, well, his tone hasn't changed in like 20 years, and then all of a sudden he changes amplifiers. I don't know, man. I think he finally realized, what was good for his sound. And I mean, the wah pedal obviously is a bit abused by him, and Zakk Wylde is also a victim of being wah'd the hell out with every single damn solo. If someone had interviewed Zakk Wylde, maybe he would even give a better answer than a few of the other more famous and legendary guitarists about, equipment and tone. Because you can get famous, you can write great riffs, but if you don't know your shit, somehow it will screw you. I can't stress enough, you have to know your shit. It helps in the studio, it helps live, it helps to know your rig completely. You have to be your own sound guy in your own head. You have to know what's going on. And it's like, if you don't, you know what, you can live without it. I'm not saying it's completely necessary, but somehow, some way, it will find a way to screw you, because it screwed me over. It'll screw someone else over, You shouldn't try and aspire to sound like someone else. You should try to learn what they have learned, take from it, and make your own tone. Not fun just to be the shadow of someone else. Like, tap sweep like Michael Romeo, cool, that's awesome, that's a great technique, I love it. But if it sounds exactly like Michael Romeo in terms of like the phrasing that you use and how you approach picking the string, well, that's cool for only so long. Okay, big deal, It all comes down to how serious you are and how far you're actually willing to go, and what needs to be done to get somewhere higher than just being in the garage band playing cover tunes of like goodness knows what. Anyway, that's my few cents about this subject.